Welcome to Cherry Blossom BL Story, where emotions bloom and stories unfold. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's chapter. The doors to the grand hall creak open, and an alien steps into the shadow of the kingdom he once called his own. Every eye is on him, but he's not here to be seen, he's here to be sacrificed. The red veil drapes heavy over his face, a symbol of surrender, of fate, of everything he's lost. Behind him, the royal council waits in silence, their eyes cold and judgmental. In front of him, the king's gaze burns with something unreadable, something darker than Alien had imagined. With trembling hands, he holds his breath. The veil is lifted, and everything changes. Chapter 1: The Treaty and the Price. The summons came at dawn. Alien barely had time to lace his boots before he was escorted to the council chamber, its towering doors carved with Elendor's crest, an eagle with wings spread wide. Today, the eagle felt less like a symbol of pride and more like a creature waiting for slaughter. "Your Highness," Lord Marin began, hands clasped behind his back, voice clipped and cold. "The treaty is signed. The matter is settled. You will depart for Vardros within the week to wed Prince Xian, brother of King Raiden." The words struck like a blow. Alien felt the world tighten around him, like invisible chains drawing close. "No." His voice trembled only slightly. "There must be another way. I will not marry him." "It is not a question," Lady Selvi replied. She spoke as if reading a weather report, something inevitable and beyond anyone's control. Vardros is the stronger kingdom. Tradition demands the weaker send a royal spouse to cement loyalty. It has been this way for generations. "A hostage," Alien hissed. "Just say it." The council did not deny it. They didn't need to. He turned toward the dais where his parents sat beneath banners of Elendor blue. His mother's chin trembled, her gaze fixed upon her clasped hands. His father stared somewhere far past Alien, like a man watching the shoreline recede from a sinking ship. "Father," Alien tried again, "I can negotiate terms, offer trade routes, increase defenses. There are options." Prince Xian specifically requested a spouse of royal blood. Lord Marin cut in. "King Raiden approved the demand. Without your compliance, Elendor risks invasion." "It should not be my fate to prevent war," Alien said, voice rising. "Not like this." The nobles resumed their discussion, listing escort parties, ceremonial rites, dowry provisions. Their voices overlapped into a monotone drone. They spoke over him, around him, as though he were furniture in the room rather than the sacrifice being priced and packaged. "Your voice is noted," Lady Selvi said, without ever actually hearing him. "But it changes nothing." Alien's parents never met his eyes. Whispers of Vardros had always circulated like storm winds before a tempest. King Raiden was a name stained in fear. Cruel, merciless, iron-blooded. Some claimed he executed traitors without trial, that he left battlefields red and steaming behind him. Others said he had no heart left at all, only duty, sharpened into something edged and dangerous. Prince Xian, his brother, was quieter in rumor, a shadow moving behind the throne. Unflinching loyalty, unbroken composure. Some said he was colder than the king himself. Others said he smiled like a blade sheathed in silk. Alien could not tell which frightened him more. The packing felt ritualistic, like a funeral in reverse. His chamber servants laid out what tradition required of a spouse sent to foreign rule. Ceremonial robe, jewels that marked lineage but would not protect him, and folded atop the trunk, a final garment, a veil of crimson silk. The red veil, symbol of surrender. Once worn, it declared his will bound to another kingdom's throne. He touched it, the fabric soft as breath, heavy as shackles. He wondered if Prince Xian would see it as tradition or triumph. He wondered if he would survive long enough to learn the difference. When dawn came again, The city gathered to watch him leave. There were no cheers, no horns or banners like parades of victory. Just quiet, so deep it pressed against his rib. Faces lined the streets, wide-eyed children, grim soldiers, old merchants leaning on their canes. Some watched with pity, some with fear, some with something colder, resignation. "He is saving us," a woman whispered. "He won't return," someone muttered back. Aelion mounted his horse. The saddle felt too large, the world too small. They looked at him as though he were already gone. A living offering. A necessary loss. The price of survival. The gates opened. He did not look back. He could not. Because if he did, if he saw the home he would never again belong to, he feared his resolve would shatter. And so Prince Aelion of Elendor rode toward Vardros, toward a throne built on fear and a marriage carved from duty, toward a stranger who owned his future. His life now was a treaty sealed in blood, and he was the price. Chapter 2. The Road to Akaris. The journey began in silence. Aelion rode not at the center of a procession, but within it, surrounded on all sides by soldiers in blackened armor. Their cloaks bore the sigil of Vardros, a silver wolf crowned in red. They moved like a single body, disciplined and cold, their formation tighter than any honor guard. It was not protection. It was containment. Aelion was not a guest on the road to Akaris. He was an offering being delivered. The air grew colder with every mile. The forests thickened, the trees rising like jagged spires, and the mountains beyond stood dusted with frost despite the season. The architecture shifted from Elendor's graceful arches to harsh stone watchtowers and iron fortifications built for war, not beauty. Even the villages they passed felt subdued, homes built close together, windows shuttered, patrols marching in constant rotation. Vardros was a kingdom built on vigilance, Aelion realized. Even peace here looked like preparation for the next battle. The carriage jolted over uneven cobblestone, and Aelion's breath faltered. His chest tightened, vision shrinking as panic clawed up his ribs. Not now. Not in front of them. He pressed gloved fingers to his pulse, counting, slow, steady, silent. His heart hammered against bone like a fist pounding on a locked door. He forced a deep breath, then another. The panic wanted to spill out, to shake his hands, to steal his voice. But humiliation would be worse than suffocation. He would not give these soldiers the satisfaction of seeing him break. Outside he heard them murmur to one another, never about him, never to him. Just the rhythmic report of soldiers, discussing route changes, scouting points, weather shifts. They did not acknowledge the prince in their midst. To them, he was already part of Vardros, already claimed. Aelion had heard whispers before the treaty, soft, hopeful rumors from court ladies and servants who liked good stories more than truth. Prince Yan is nothing like King Raiden, they'd insisted. He is said to be gentle, kind, a scholar, not a tyrant. Aelion had clung to that rumor like a lifeline. Maybe his marriage would not be a cage. Maybe his new husband would be someone who understood sacrifice and could treat a spouse with respect rather than ownership. But on the road north, doubt settled like frost on his skin. Because rumors changed shape like smoke, and none of them told him why Prince Xian agreed to this marriage so readily. No one in Elendor knew that Xian had refused all political matches, until the offer of Aelion arrived. Until whispers of a blue-eyed prince with a beautiful face reached him. Aelion did not know the truth yet. That Prince Xian wanted him not for alliance, but for appearance. That King Raiden, who knew exactly who his brother was behind the courtly mask, had approved the match without a flicker of concern. That the wolf was being led into a den where even the shadows had teeth. Akaris rose into view like a fortress carved from night. The gates were immense slabs of black iron, etched with sigils of victory and conquest. Banners hung from the towers, deep crimson cloth embroidered with symbols of battles won, not just fought. Soldiers lined the entrance, 17 ranks deep, spears braced, armor polished but scarred. Their expressions never shifted. Not even their eyes moved to track him as the carriage passed. It was as if they had trained themselves not to see fear. Elian's throat tightened as the gates closed behind him, sealing with a clang that echoed like a prison door. From above, a balcony jutted out from the highest level of the fortress palace. 2 figures stood there. One wore the armor of a king, posture sharp as the blade at his hip. King Raiden. He did not speak. He did not descend. He watched Alien with an expression that could cut stone. Not approval, not interest, just acknowledgement of an acquisition made. Next to him, Prince Xian, cloaked in silver, eyes cold as the air around them. Beautiful, strikingly so, but his beauty was honed, curated like a weapon. Alien's breath caught. He felt Xian's gaze skim across him, an assessment rather than a greeting. Something like satisfaction flickered in the prince's eyes, quick and dangerous. Their first meeting was no meeting at all. Just distance, just appraisal. Alien looked up. Raiden looked down. Xian looked through him. The world held its breath. Then Raiden turned away. He had seen all he needed to see. Whether Alien thrived or shattered made no difference to a man like him. Xian remained a moment longer, gaze lingering on Alien's face, as though confirming the stories had not lied. Then he too left. No welcome awaited him. No escort of honor. No exchange of vows or polite introductions. The carriage door opened and a guard gestured forward. His Highness will be shown to his chambers, the captain declared, voice devoid of emotion. He is not to leave them without permission. Elian stepped down. His boots met the stone of Akaris. His new home. His new prison. He swallowed, bowing his head just enough to hide the tremor in his breath. Prince Xian wanted him. King Raiden did not care what happened next. An alien was trapped between them, beauty, duty, and danger binding him tighter than any chain. He followed the guards inside. The doors closed, and the sound echoed like fate sealing shut. Chapter 3. The Ceremony of the Two Red Veils. The day of the wedding dawned with thunder, not from the sky, but from the palace itself. Servants rushed through corridors like blood through veins, arranging flowers, banners, and ceremonial blades. 2 weddings would be held in one hall, 2 red veils offered, 2 unions forged for the sake of balance. But only one balance would survive the day. Alien stood before the mirror, though he could not see himself. The red veil covered everything, face, hair, even his breath. He was draped in silk like an offering laid on an altar. His reflection looked like a ghost, or a prayer waiting to be denied. The attendants drew golden clasps into the fabric, tightening it like armor. "It is custom," one whispered. "The spouse from the weaker kingdom must remain hidden until vows are complete. Identity should not influence promise." Another murmured a correction, voice low. "Not identity, beauty." Alien did not respond. He already knew. He was no longer a prince. He was a price. Across the hall, Lady Izel of distant Halaris prepared in a chamber wreathed in perfume. She was stunning, all shimmering jewels and calculated grace. Raiden loved her, or said he did, but Izel loved only the crown. Wealth and influence glinted brighter to her than any affection ever could. She veiled herself in crimson silk, concealing her features. A queen in waiting, but not for love. The ceremony was arranged like chess. 2 grooms, 2 spouses, 4 veiled figures placed by tradition and rank. The high priest rose and addressed the gathered court. "Today we join 2 unions, Prince Xian of Vardros to the foreign spouse, and King Raiden, by his own choosing, to Lady Izel, 2 red veils, 1 balance. Alien was guided forward to a place he could not see. He heard Xian's steady breath near him. At the far side, Raiden and Isel stood like twin statues of power and one. Only the court knew one truth. No one could see who stood where. Vows were spoken blindly. I vow to protect what is mine. I vow to honor this bond. I vow to stand at your side. I vow to bear the burdens of your crown. Each voice echoed into silk, into shadows, into confusion. Alien heard Xian's voice, or thought he did. Izel's words were polished, practiced. Raiden's tone was iron, stripped of warmth. And Alien's voice shook, even though he tried to speak steady. The crowd shifted, uncertain who promised what to whom. When the final vow fell into the air like a blade descending, the priest declared, "Remove your veils." 4 hands lifted silk. Crimson fell like blood. A gasp tore through the hall. Alien stood not beside Prince Xian, but beside King Raiden. Izel, unveiled and radiant, stood at Xian's side. Alien's pulse froze mid-beat. The room fractured. Raiden turned, fury carved into his features. "This is not the match I agreed to." Xian's expression barely changed. A faint smile touched his mouth, like a secret finally spoken. "The veils concealed identity by sacred law. You vowed, brother, before the gods, before the court." Chaos erupted. Nobles shouted over one another. Advisors clawed for answers. Some guards reached for blades, others for escape. Izel's face twisted with horror. Not love lost, but status denied. She had gambled for a crown and landed beside the wrong brother. "Fix this," she snarled, voice cracking. Raiden stepped forward, eyes like winter steel. "I refuse. The vow stands on false ground. This marriage will be annulled." The high priest lifted a trembling hand. "Your Majesty, refusal breaks the seal of union. If you sever it, so too will the treaty sever. And if the treaty dies, both kingdoms bleed. The curse of broken vows will follow. War will follow. Death will follow." Raiden stared at Alien, really stared, as if searching for guilt on his face. But Alien was too stunned to speak. He had not planned this. He had not even imagined it. Xian had. For beauty. For possession. Alien had been moved like a piece on a game board. Raiden's voice dropped to a blade-edged growl. "You trapped me." Xian bowed slightly. "You trapped yourself." The hall trembled with the weight of what had been done. 2 veils. 2 vows. 2 marriages. Only one unforgivable mistake. And now Alien, bound to the king who never wanted him, stood in the ruins of a ceremony that was supposed to save kingdoms, yet might destroy them instead. Chapter 4. Bound without consent. The aftermath of the ceremony clung to the corridors like smoke, thick, choking, impossible to ignore. Within the hour, the palace legal authority was summoned to review the vows, robes still rumpled from being dragged from prayer halls and record rooms. They stood in a semicircle before King Raiden and Ail, parchment and law tomes trembling in their hands. "The bond is sealed," the lead arbiter declared. "The red veils invoke ritual magic, older than the throne, older than Vardros itself. Identity at the moment of vow is irrelevant. The one you faced, the one you spoke to, binds you. Magic has no patience for regret." Raiden did not answer. His jaw clenched, eyes fixed straight ahead, as if the decision were some physical thing he could cut down with a sword. Alien remained silent. His mind was still back in the hall, surrounded by red silk and ghasts, and the moment everything went wrong. When the arbiters bowed and withdrew, the king spoke at last. "Escort the consort." The word landed like a bruise. To the southern wing. Prepare his chambers. He didn't look at Alien once. The walk to the consort's quarters was long and wordless. Alien trailed behind the guards, steps echoing against stone floors colder than the mountains outside. The southern wing was separated from the main palace by a courtyard of gray statues, heroes of past wars, their eyes carved hollow. It felt less like a residence and more like exile shaped into architecture. 2 guards took position outside his chamber door the moment he entered. They did not introduce themselves. They did not explain their presence. Their armor never shifted. Alien wasn't sure if they were there to protect him, or to make sure he never tried to leave. Inside, the room was beautiful. Lavish drapes, polished floors, a bed large enough to drown in. But luxury meant nothing when every window was barred and every door locked from the outside. A gilded cage was still a cage. In the throne room, while the palace scrambled to recover its sense of order, Raiden addressed his advisors. "The court will treat the consort as if he is welcome," he commanded. "He will receive proper titles, formal respect, and public recognition." There was a pause before he added, voice carved from ice. "In private, he will remain apart. I will not allow attachment. I will not allow him near my decisions or my bed." No one dared to question him, though even the most loyal guard flinched at the tone. It was not hatred, not exactly. It was something colder. Distance. Chosen and weaponized. Servants came to Aeneas' chamber to deliver food or change linens, but they never spoke. They bowed quickly, kept their eyes low, and retreated as if his very existence might draw the king's wrath upon them. One servant dropped a tray, hands shaking too hard to hold it. He whispered an apology without looking up and fled before Alien could speak. Alien reached out once, just to ask for water. The servant recoiled, like from a flame. "I'm sorry," Alien murmured, confusion softening his voice. "I didn't mean to." "It's not you," she stammered, already backing toward the door. "It's him." The door shut before she finished the sentence. Alien didn't know which hurt more, being feared or being invisible. He tried to sleep the first night, but the bed swallowed him like deep water. His body trembled with exhaustion, but his mind would not rest. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the veils falling. He saw Raiden's expression, shock, fury, betrayal. He pressed both palms to his mouth to hold in the sob he refused to let escape. His breath stuttered. His chest ached. Panic curled around his ribs like binding rope. He turned his face into the pillow, tears soaking deep into the silk. No one heard. No one came. No one would. Because in this palace, in this marriage sealed without consent, he was not a partner. He was not even a prisoner with a name. He was a mistake the king refused to acknowledge, and a vow magic refused to undo. Bound without choice. Bound without welcome. Bound without hope. And the kingdom outside slept peacefully, unaware that the sacrifice meant to save them was already breaking in the dark. Chapter 5. A Court That Cuts It. The grand hall of Vardros was brighter than the southern wing, but the light did nothing to warm it. Chandeliers glittered overhead, jewels and polished steel catching every flicker of flame. But Alien, stepping into the court, felt like walking into a blade. Heads turned as he entered. Whispers followed like shadows. Is that truly him? So the prettier veil won the king. A consort by accident, not by worth. They did not hide their voices. Here, cruelty was not only permitted, it was expected. Alien kept his posture straight, the lessons of Elendor's etiquette drilled into bone. He folded his hands, lowered his gaze just enough to be respectful, but not enough to look afraid. Fear, he sensed, fed these people like wine. Lady Izel arrived moments later, silk skirts whispering over marble. The hall shifted around her like water around a knife. She did not look at Alien at first. She let the anticipation build. Then she turned, and her smile bloomed like poison. "Your Highness," she said sweetly, bowing just a fraction lower than courtesy demanded. "How brave of you to attend. I would have thought humiliation kept to the shadows." The words hit like open-handed slaps. Polite, socially acceptable, devastating. Aelion swallowed. "I am still adjusting to your court." "Of course," Isel replied. "One must learn quickly here. Step wrongly, and the king will cut more than a vow." The surrounding nobles tittered. Not laughter, teeth. Aelion felt the ground tilt again, just for a heartbeat. The red veil, the ceremony, the trap. He had been pushed into a game where every move was consequence. Isel leaned in, voice low enough for only him to hear. "Pretty things break easiest. Be careful you don't shatter." Then she drifted away, triumphant. Prince Xian arrived like a snowfall, quiet, elegant, and dangerously cold. He approached Aelion with a softness no one else here possessed, or pretended to possess. "Aelion," he said, voice smooth as brushed velvet. "You look overwhelmed. Allow me to help you." To the watching court, his tone suggested concern, care, almost affection. It was enough to silence a few murmurs. Aelion breathed out, relieved for a familiar face. "Thank you. I didn't expect today to be so." "You belong at my side," Xian interrupted gently, placing a hand on Aelion's arm as though claiming it. "This court can be unkind. I won't let them drown you." There it was, the shift. So subtle, so easy to miss. Not protect, not support. Blame. Aelion stiffened. "Prince Xian, you will learn," Xian murmured. "You are mine to look after. I chose you for a reason." The words were warm. The implication was not. Xian smiled like someone who already owned the answer. Then he left, leaving confusion behind like scent trails. Across the hall, Raiden stood at the dais, crownless but unmistakable. He observed everything. Isel's venom, Xian's claim, Aelion's discomfort. Not once did he intervene. His eyes were sharp, calculating. Not cruel for cruelty's sake, but ruthless out of principle. He would not step in. Not here. Not now. Because to step in would be to admit concern. And concern was a weakness. And weakness had no throne in Vardroth. Aelion felt the weight of his gaze. It did not linger long, just long enough to confirm something. Raiden would not let the court destroy him. But he would not protect him either. Control mattered more than mercy. By the end of the gathering, Aelion's hands were cold, his heart louder than the music. No one had touched him except Xian. No one had spoken to him without cutting. Every smile was sharpened for blood. He stood beneath the chandeliers, surrounded by silk and steel, and understood the truth. He had not married into a family. He had not married into a kingdom. He had married into a battlefield. One where alliances were built from lies. Protection meant captivity, and beauty was as dangerous as a blade. This was not a marriage. It was political war disguised as holy vows. And now, Aelion had to learn how to survive it. Chapter 6. The Mask of the Iron King. The confrontation began over something small, too small to deserve the violence of the moment that followed. A servant had delivered a summons incorrectly. Aelion misunderstood where he was expected to be, and Raiden found him wandering a restricted hallway on the way back from court. The tension snapped like wire. "You cannot roam the palace freely," Raiden said, voice cutting through the corridor like frost. "This is not Elindor. Your presence has consequence here. Every step you take is seen." Aelion bristled. "I was trying to follow the rules, but no one will speak to me. No one will answer my questions. I am kept in the dark like a prisoner." "You are not a prisoner." Then why does every door lead back to the same cave? Alien's words trembled, but not with fear, with exhaustion. Why does everyone look at me like I am a crime they must endure? Raiden stepped toward him, frustration tightening every line of his body. Because you appeared in my vows like a blade hidden beneath silk. Because I woke to find myself bound to someone I did not choose. And Alien's breath hitched. Do you believe I chose this? That I walked willingly to a foreign king who looks at me as though I stole the air from his lungs? Something in Raiden cracked. His hand moved, not striking, but slamming against the stone wall beside Alien's head. The sound exploded through the corridor like thunder. Alien flinched back, shoulders hunching, breath shattering in his throat. Fear flooded his eyes. Old fear. The kind that did not begin here. Raiden froze. For a heartbeat, the Iron King's mask slipped, revealing something raw beneath the steel. Regret. Self-disgust. The awareness that he had become exactly what people whispered he was. He started, then stopped. The apology died half-formed, a thing he didn't know how to shape. His hand fell to his side. Alien's voice was very small. Do not use anger to cage me. I cannot survive that, not again. Silence pooled between them. Raiden exhaled, the sound sharp, like he was forcing out a lifetime of instinct. I did not mean to frighten you. But you did. His jaw tightened. I do not know how to make right what I did wrong. I don't know how to coexist with someone forced upon me. Alien swallowed hard, tears burning behind his eyes but refusing to fall. And I don't know how to survive being unwanted, being unloved. I have been sent here to save my kingdom. I did not expect to disappear inside yours. The words lingered like smoke. They stood there, ruler and consort, stranger and stranger, both bound by a vow neither asked for. The iron in Raiden's voice cooled, just enough to soften the edge. You are not my enemy, he said quietly, as if testing the truth on his tongue. But I don't know how to be your husband. Alien looked up at him, fear ebbing just enough to let honesty through. And I don't know how to be your prisoner even when you call me consort. Another silence, this one different. Not sharp, not hostile. Heavy, yes, but human. Raiden turned away first, not in dismissal, but because he had no armor left to wear in this moment. I will try, he managed. The words sounded like a king learning to speak a foreign language. Alien's reply was a whisper. So will I. No forgiveness. No solution. No miracle. Just two men who never asked for each other, beginning to understand that harm had come from both directions, the moment the red veils dropped. And for the first time since the vows bound them, they saw each other not as a curse, but as a person standing in the ruins, trying to build a way out. Chapter 7. The Attempted Escape. Night falls like a warning. Alien slips through the palace corridors, wrapped in a borrowed cloak, moving with shaking breath and silent determination. If he runs now, before the ritual's curse awakens, perhaps both kingdoms can be spared. Freedom is not the goal, protection is, even at the cost of himself. But he isn't the only one awake. Prince Xian finds him near the outer gate, flanked by shadows and snow. He speaks softly, like a savior, like a lover, like a trap. I can take you away from here, Alien. I'm the only one who ever wanted you. For a heartbeat, Alien almost believes him, until the possessiveness coils through Xian's tone. His rescue is not rescue. It is acquisition. Before Alien can refuse, steel boots strike the stone. Raiden arrived. He looks like the night given human shape, furious, sleepless, breathless. His eyes flick from Xian's hand on Alien's arm to Alien's cloak, to the gates he nearly crossed. Rage flares, not from hatred but fear. You intended to leave, Raiden says. Not shouted. Accused. You intended to steal him, he tells Xian. This one is shouted. Steel is drawn. Words cut deeper. Xian claims Alien belongs with him. Raiden claims Alien cannot leave without war. Alien can only breathe, because speaking might break him. In the storm of threats and promises, Alien steps between them. His voice trembles, but it does not break. I didn't run to escape either of you. I ran to save you. Silence. Heavy. Devastating. Raiden realizes the truth. Alien's betrayal was a sacrifice. Xian realizes the truth. His imagined rescue was self-serving. Alien realizes the truth. Leaving will only tighten the curse's teeth. So he stays. Not because he feels safe. Not because he is wanted. Not because the palace is home. He stays because running would destroy everything. And Raiden watches him return, not to the palace, but to the cage Raiden never meant to build. For the first time, the king looks less like iron, and more like a man who fears losing what he never asked for. Chapter 8. Learning the Cage. Days pass like slow footsteps in a prison corridor. Alien adapts the only way he can, by studying his captivity. Every morning he sits with books on Akara's history and etiquette, memorizing rules as if they were survival maps. He learns how deeply one is supposed to bow, the order nobles must be greeted in, which colors imply loyalty and which imply treason. Even the language fights him, hard consonants like slam doors. Still, he forces them past his tongue. Alien learns the palace the way a bird learns its cage, by tracing the bars. Raiden becomes his instructor, not by choice but by political necessity. He corrects posture, voice, presence. He teaches Alien to stand still beneath scrutiny, to speak without revealing the tremor in his bones. Their proximity is a storm contained. During a lesson on court protocol, their hands brush over the same document. Paper rustles. A pause stretches thin like glass. Alien looks up. Raiden looks away first. Later, they practice ceremonial entrances down the grand hall. Raiden walks a measured pace beside him, boots echoing against obsidian floors. When nobles watch too sharply, when their whispers taste of blood, Raiden adjusts his stance, subtle, deliberate, placing himself between Alien and danger. He does not speak of it. He simply shields. A courtier mutters an insult as Alien passes, soft, but not soft enough. Raiden's gaze snaps toward them like a blade being unsheathed. The noble falls, silent instantly. No punishment, no scene, just a warning cold enough to frost bone. Alien notices. He files it away with the customs, the language, the rules. Protection can feel like mercy. It can also feel like ownership. In quieter moments, rare, fragile, Alien sees more than iron. He sees the wounds beneath it. The king who inherited war instead of peace. The man who learned loneliness as a homeland. The soldier whose trust was broken until armor became skin. Raiden watches Alien as if he too is studying. Not politics. Not ritual. A person. This is not love. This is not peace. This is not safety. But it is the beginning of understanding. And in a cage, even that feels like air. Chapter 9. Rivalry and Jealousy. Xian returns like a storm no one invited. Alien hears his voice before he sees him. Smooth, too confident, curling around the corners of the corridor like perfume that suffocate. The guards hesitate at the door, unsure if they should intervene. But Xian doesn't wait for permission. He enters Alien's chambers as though he owns the space. Alien, he greets, tilting Alien's chin up with gloved fingers. You look paler. Has the Iron Palace been unkind? His touch is not gentle. It is a claim. Alien draws back, but Xian closes the distance again, whispering promises dressed as salvation. I can still take you away. You don't belong to Raiden. Not truly. They forced this union. I would have chosen you. The words dig deep, sharp hooks disguised as kindness. Alien's pulse stumbles, panic rising like bile, but he forces stillness. To show fear would be to give Xian victory. Before he can speak, Xian's thumb brushes his hand, slow, deliberate. The gesture is intimate, violating. A door slams open. Raiden stands there. His gaze flicks to their hands. The jealousy is instantaneous, silent, lethal. The air tightens. The guards freeze, uncertain if they should restrain the king or protect Xian from him. Remove your hand, Raiden growls, voice low enough that it feels like an earthquake under the skin. Xian smiles, a predator content to provoke the lion staring at him. Is he yours to command, brother? Xian purrs. Or just your decoration? Later, elsewhere in the palace, Lady Aizel stands with Raiden in a shadowed alcove of the great hall. Soft candlelight paints her in gold and morning roses, memory made flesh. She touches Raiden's sleeve like she once had a right to. The vows were wrong, she insists. I was meant to be at your side. Everyone knows it. I could have given you heirs, loyalty, an ally of status. Everything he cannot. Raiden closes his eyes, and for a moment he looks like a man mourning a life he lost before it ever began. Alien sees them from across the hall. The closeness, the familiarity, the almost tenderness. Something sharp twists beneath his ribs. Jealousy, quiet, poisonous, unwelcome. He tells himself it is humiliation. He tells himself it is fear. But when their eyes meet across the distance, he looks away first. The next time Alien crosses paths with Xian, Raiden is already there. The tension snaps the air into shards. Xian smirks. Your consort seems lonely. You should give him to someone who wants him. Raiden steps closer. Touch him again, and I will forget that we share blood. Their words deny it. Their bodies contradict them. Raiden positions himself at Alien's side like a wall. Alien doesn't move away, though he doesn't move closer either. Something has shifted, dangerously, undeniably. The jealousy spreading between them is not a spark. It is kindling, catching flame. None of them speak the truth. None of them need to. It is already written in every glance, every touch, every breath. Someone will break. Someone will bleed, and none of them will walk away unscarred. Chapter 10. Storms inside and out. The storm arrives without warning, black clouds rolling in from the mountains like a sea. Thunder presses against the palace walls, shaking stained glass and echoing through the corridors. Rain lashes the stone like claws. By nightfall, the gates are impossible to pass. Even soldiers hesitate near windows, as if the sky itself has come to collect a debt. Alien lies awake in his chambers, every boom of thunder a hammer against his ribs. His nightmares are waking ones. Xian's hand on him, Izel's voice, vows spoken blind, a future sealed in red veils. When lightning splits the sky, he flinches hard enough that the lamp by his bedside trembles. He cannot sleep. He cannot breathe. He cannot be here. Barefoot, wrapped in a thin robe, he slips into the storm-bruised halls. The palace feels like a creature asleep and dreaming of teeth. A guard posted by Raiden's door moves aside, confusion flickering across her eyes, but she does not stop him. Perhaps she sees the tremor in his hands. Perhaps even soldiers pity ghosts. Alien knocks, hesitant, apologetic. Raiden answers. Not in armor, not with crown, just a man in a dark shirt, hair unbound, looking younger without defenses. Alien? His voice is rough with sleep. What happened? I didn't want to be alone, Alien admits. His throat aches with the honesty of it. Raiden steps aside. "Come in." S. The storm growls outside, but the room is warm, lit by embers in a half-dying heart. Elian stands near it, hands extended toward the heat. Raiden watches him, more careful than cold. "Nightmares?" he asks quietly. Elian nods. "The kind that don't end when you wait." Raiden moves closer, slowly, giving distance time to decide if it wants to shrink or remain. His voice softens. "You're not the only one who has them. The war, the deaths. I remember every face, every choice." Alien turns, startled. "I thought you didn't regret anything." "I do," Raiden says. "I just can't undo it." Their eyes hold. Something fragile forms between the broken pieces of who they are. Elian sits on a low couch, drawing his knees up. "I was raised to believe marriage meant safety, that someone would want you enough to protect you. Not because of treaties, not because of curses." Raiden's jaw tightens, not in anger, but in something like guilt. He sits beside him, not touching, close enough that their breaths almost meet. "I don't know how to be what you wanted," Raiden admits. "I don't even know how to be what I should be. And I don't know how to survive being unwanted," Alien whispers. Silence follows, but not empty. Shared. Human. Done now. Outside, thunder cracks like a bone breaking. Elian startles. Raiden reacts without thinking, hand hovering near his shoulder before stopping, asking permission without word. Elian leans toward the contact. Just enough. Not touching, but answering. "Stay," Raiden says, voice low. "You can sleep here. No one will question it. Not tonight." Raiden lies on the bed's left side. Alien on the right. A gulf of embroidered blankets between them, like a border neither dares cross. Rain beats against the windows. Wind howls down the chimneys like old grief. They do not speak. They do not touch. But Aeon sleeps. For the first time in weeks, he sleeps. When lightning flashes, he stirs and hears Raiden's voice, quiet as a confession. "You are not alone here. Not anymore." Alien's answer is barely breath. "Neither are you." The storm rages. Inside the room, something gentler begins. Emotional intimacy, quiet as a heartbeat in the dark. Chapter 11. Blood for the Crown. The palace wakes tense, like an animal preparing to bite. Whispers coil through corridors. Servants step more softly. Guards stand a little closer to their weapons. Rumors move like poison. Some want the consort dead. Some want the king free. Some believe blood is the only answer. Elian feels the shift. It clings to him like winter air. It begins in the eastern corridor near the garden walk, where Elian goes to study the language with a young servant named Lyora. She has always been kind to him, offering gentle corrections, never cruel amusement. Today, she carries letters on a tray. Today, she should have stayed in bed. A man in court livery steps from the shadow of a column, sword drawn, aimed not at Elian, but at her. One strike, one life, a message written in someone else's blood. Elian moves before thought can catch him. He shoves Lyora aside. Steel flashes. Pain erupts white hot across his ribs. The blade meant for her sinks into him instead. Elian collapses, vision splintering like shattered glass. He hears shouting, guards, Lyora screaming, footsteps pounding closer. The assassin tries again, blade lifting for the finishing blow. And then there is Raiden. No crown. No ceremony. Just a king made of teeth and fury. Raiden reaches the attacker first. His blade drives through the man's throat in a single unforgiving strike. Not hesitation. Not mercy. Not law. Instinct. Blood splatters the marble. Guards watch stunned. No orders, just execution. The assassin falls. Raiden drags him off the weapon, breathing hard, eyes black with murder. "Get a healer," Raiden growls. "No." He kneels beside Alien, hands at his wound, steady even as they tremble. "Alien, look at me." Raiden's voice frays at the edges. "Stay awake. You do not die here. Not for them. Not like this." Alien tries to answer, but blood fills his mouth like a swallowed secret. Raiden lifts him, careful, furious, terrified, and carries him through the halls. Anyone who blocks his path is shoved aside. Anyone who stares too long gets a glare that promises graves. The healers work. Bandages stain red. Alien drifts in and out like a lantern flickering in wind. When consciousness returns, the first thing he sees is Raiden's hand around his own. He is still there. He never left. "Why? Are you here?" Alien whispers, voice raw. Raiden looks at their joined hands as if surprised to find them that way. "Because you were hurt. Because..." The words catch, dangerous, heavy. "Because I could not bear it if you were gone." Alien closes his eyes. The pain hurts less than the truth. "You killed for me." Raiden doesn't deny it. His voice is quiet iron. "I would again." By morning, the palace has split like cracked stone. One faction kneels. "He protected our future. He protected the king. He's ours." Another sharpens knives in silence. "He corrupts the crown. Remove him before the curse consumes us." Rumors say the king stayed all night. That he never released Alien's hand. That the Iron King bleeds loyalty for only one person now. And it terrifies those who wanted a corpse instead of a consort. Outside Alien's chamber door, guards now stand in doubled ranks. Not watchers, protectors. Inside, Alien drifts to sleep again, breathing slow and fragile. Raiden watches, jaw set like a vow. "It will not happen again," he whispers to the quiet room. Whether it's a promise or a threat, only the walls know. Chapter 12. Breaking Point. The palace should have felt safe after the attack, but safety is an illusion where ambition breeds like mold in dark corners. Whispers grow sharper. Footsteps follow Alien through corridors. Even the silence feels watched. Xian comes at twilight. Alien is in the library, still recovering, breath shallow, movements slow. Lantern light paints soft gold across the shelves. He thinks for a moment. He is alone. Then the door closes behind him. Xian steps forward, eyes bright with calculation, mouth shaped like regret, twisted into obsession. "You should have left with me," Xian murmurs. "Before all this, before him." He reaches out, not gently. "You still can." Alien steps back. Pain lances through his ribs, but he stays standing. "I don't want that," he says, voice trembling but firm. "Not anymore." Xian's expression cracks. What spills out is not heartbreak, it is ownership denied. "You were meant to be mine," he hisses. "I would have chosen you. I would have cherished you. He never will. He can't." Alien's pulse stutters. For a long time, he once believed that fantasy, escape, rescue, a gentler future. Now he sees it clearly, a pretty lie sharpened into a cage. "I don't want to be chosen like a prize," Alien whispers, "or cherished like property. I want to be free." Xian moves, fast and desperate, grabbing Alien's arm. "Then be free with me." His grip tightens. "I won't let him have you. I won't let you waste yourself here." Alien tries to pull away. The pain makes his knees buckle. Xian drags him toward the door. It happens like thunder. The doors slam open. Raiden stands there, breath heavy, eyes alive with a violence the storm from nights ago would envy. The guards behind him hesitate, unsure if they're witnessing a royal dispute or a battlefield. Raiden doesn't hesitate. Let him go. Shion holds tighter, nails digging into Aelio's wrist. Why? So you can keep him locked in your tower like a weapon bound by a curse? You never wanted him? I did. Raiden steps forward, voice low and lethal. You wanted his beauty, his obedience, his gratitude. That is not want. That is hunger. Xian laughs, a broken sound. And you? What do you want from him? Raiden's jaw clenches. His answer comes like something ripped from the bone. I want him alive. For a heartbeat, the room freezes. Alion's breath trembles. It is the closest thing to a confession he has ever heard. Alien forces his arm free. Pain flares white, but he stands tall. Stands on his decision. On his own feet. Xian, Alien says, voice raw. This is the last time. Whatever we were, whatever I hoped you might be for me, it's done. I don't want to be saved by someone who thinks I'm a prize. Xian's face shatters. Not like glass, like a mirror losing its reflection. You'll regret this, he whispers. Not a threat, a prophecy of bitterness. He leaves. Not defeated, not forgiven, just gone. Silence sits heavy between Alien and Raiden. Raiden looks at him as though seeing him for the first time. Not as a consort, not as a curse, not as a mistake. Alien, Raiden says. All this time, my anger was never at you. It was at the world that forced us into each other's lives like enemies. Alien's throat tightens. I thought you hated me. I hated fate, Raiden breathes. I hated the chains, and you were trapped in them with me. They stand close now. Not touching. Not yet. But the distance that once felt like a gulf feels like a choice, one they no longer want to make. Raiden's voice drops to a vow. Stop fighting me, Alien. Fight with me. We can turn the world against us if we have to, but it will not break us. Alien exhales. Slow. Steady. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I, Raiden admits. But I want to learn, if you'll let me. Alien nods. A quiet, fragile, defiant nod. Then, we learn together. Not lovers. Not allies. Not yet. But for the first time, not alone. Chapter 13. A vow on their own terms. The curse that bound them both begins to lose its power. It is not a dramatic shift, not the snap of chains or the breaking of walls. It is quieter than that, like sunlight gently eroding frost, or the first breath of spring after a long winter. The magic that once pulled at their souls, twisting them together against their will, begins to weaken, not because of a spell undone, but because their connection is no longer one of force. For the first time, there is no obligation in their actions. No duty, no weight of tradition, no strings pulled by unseen hands. Only the slow, steady pulse of two hearts, learning to beat in time with each other. It begins in the quiet of evening, when the last light of the day drapes the palace in dusky gold. There are no grand declarations, no promises made on the edge of a cliff, just honesty. Alien sits across from Raiden, their dinner untouched between them. The room is warm, but the stillness is thick with everything they haven't said. The silence feels like a breath held too long. Raiden speaks first, his voice low. I thought I had all the answers. I thought I knew who I was supposed to be, who you were supposed to be. He lets out a quiet laugh, half disbelief, half relief. But I never knew who we were to each other, until now. Alien looks at him, not with distrust, but with the kind of understanding that feels like it's taken years to build, even if it's only been weeks. I don't know who we are either. But for the first time, I think I'm starting to see it. See you? Raiden's gaze softens, that unguarded look in his eyes stirring something in Alien's chest. A spark of possibility, of hope. Do you think, Raiden asks, voice rough but gentle, that we could choose each other? Not because of fate, not because of duty, but because we want to? Because we are more than just two sides of a war we didn't choose? Alien swallows, his heart thrumming. Yes, I think we could. The room feels smaller now, intimate, private, like a bubble that holds only them. Time is irrelevant in this space, and the rest of the world doesn't matter. Elion shifts closer, almost instinctively, until he is beside Raiden. The closeness is electric, raw with emotion, but neither of them rushes. No force. No pressure. The kiss comes not as a culmination of struggle, not a conquest or a reward, but as permission. Raiden's hand lifts to Alien's cheek, hesitant at first, as if afraid to ruin this fragile moment. Alien leans into it, the warmth of his palm anchoring him. Their lips meet slowly, testing, unsure at first, but then deeper, with more certainty, as if the kiss is a discovery, not an obligation. The world fades away, the lingering magic of the curse dissolving like mist in the morning light. The kiss is not perfect. It is not triumphant, but it is theirs. When they pull apart, it is not with regret or fear, only with a shared breath, a quiet understanding. Neither says a word, neither needs to. The night that follows is one without expectations. Alien and Raiden don't speak of titles or duties. There are no roles to play, no power dynamics to enforce. They share space and warmth, not because they are bound by magic, but because they have chosen it. Chosen each other. They do not rush to possess or to claim, but rather to be, to exist together in a way that neither of them thought was possible. The walls that have kept them apart fall away, piece by piece. Not violently, but naturally, like two pieces of a puzzle finally finding their fit. They lie beside each other, close but not pressed, the sheets tangled between them. Alion's head rests against Raiden's chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart, a rhythm that now feels more like home than anything else. There is no sense of victory here, no finality, only a beginning. A beginning that is not perfect, but true. A beginning of trust, of mutual understanding, and of a shared path forward. It is not the end of their story. It is the quiet moment between breaths before the next chapter begins. Raiden speaks quietly into the dark. We are not done yet, but for tonight we have peace. Alien's reply is soft, but certain. We have each other, that's enough. And for the first time it is. Chapter 14, Remaking the Marriage. The tension in the air has changed. The kingdom of Icarus is on the cusp of something new, and the echoes of their past, of veils and rituals, of curses and consort titles, are fading like an old song almost forgotten. A second wedding is arranged. This time it is not a political necessity, nor a ritual to bind them. This time it is an agreement, a mutual choice forged from the emotional foundation they've built together. No veils, no confusion, no illusion of surrender. The grand hall is alive with golden light, the air thick with the perfume of fresh flowers and the soft hum of court gossip. But this is not a ceremony of political games. It is a ceremony of truth. Elian stands at the front of the room, not as a pawn, not as a consort to be paraded, but as a partner. His posture is confident, his gaze unwavering. Today, he wears no veil, no mask. His identity is not to be hidden, nor is he a mere decoration for the king's court. Raiden stands beside him, tall and unguarded, his eyes meeting Alien's without a hint of distance. No walls, no distance. Only the quiet recognition of what they have chosen to build together. The nobles fall silent as the ceremony begins, watching with a mix of curiosity and unease. For many, this union still feels wrong, still feels unnatural. But today, the truth will be spoken, and the world will see them as they are, not as symbols, but as two people who have chosen each other. The priest begins, but it is not a typical oath. There are no traditional vows binding them with magic or expectation. The words spoken here are of their own making, their own promises. Alien's declaration. When the time comes for Alien to speak, he does not stutter. He does not hesitate. He stands tall before the kingdom, his voice clear. I stand here today not as a sacrifice, but as a partner. Not because of duty, nor because I was forced, but because I choose this life, this union, with my own will. I stand beside the king, not behind him. I will not be an ornament, a decoration for his power. I am his equal in every way. The words fall heavy, but true. His declaration ripples through the room, leaving a trail of shocked silence in its wake. This is not the alien they expect. This is not the submissive consort they were told would be bound in chains. This is someone who has taken his place. Raiden's acknowledgement. When it is Raiden's turn, there is no hesitation either. He faces Alien, eyes soft with understanding, and speaks the words that will forever change their relationship in the eyes of the court. I was a king who believed his crown was his only power, Raiden says, his voice strong but sincere. But today, I stand before you as a man who knows that true strength comes not from titles or war, but from those we choose to share our lives with. Alien is not my burden, he is my equal, and I will honor him as he deserves. The room is silent, and for a moment no one dares breathe. Raiden has claimed Alien not as a possession, but as a partner, a choice, not a crown to be worn. Alien's heart skips in his chest. For the first time, the weight of his place here feels like a gift, not a curse. The kingdom's reaction. When the vows are finished, the room does not erupt into cheers or applause. There is no grand spectacle. But there is something more profound, a quiet, lingering shift. The nobles who once whispered about Alien's place in the palace now hold their tongues, their eyes shifting between the two men in a mix of curiosity and begrudging respect. Some still question, some still resist. But for the first time, the court can no longer deny that this union is real. It is their union, chosen by them, and they will no longer be pawns in anyone else's game. Alien turns to Raiden, and they share a look, a simple private moment in the middle of a room full of observers. There is no need for words. They both know that this is only the beginning, not the end. The first step forward. As the ceremony concludes, the crowd begins to disperse, but Alien and Raiden remain in the hall for a moment longer, the air between them shifting again. This time, the silence is not awkward. It is a moment of peace, of understanding. I never thought this day would come, Alien says softly, his voice still carrying the echoes of disbelief. Not like this, not with you. Raiden's smile is a rare thing, soft, unguarded, and full of warmth. Neither did I, but I think I'm glad it has. They stand together, side by side, equals, not bound by curses or ceremonies, not forced into anything. Just two people who have decided to move forward together. And as they walk back into the heart of the palace, with the eyes of the court upon them, it is no longer a question of who holds the power. They both do. Chapter 15. After the War of Hearts. The echoes of the old war fade, but the battle for a kingdom's future is a quieter, more insidious one. It is fought not on the battlefield, but in the chambers of power, in the decisions that shape the lives of the people. And now, as they stand beside each other, Raiden and Alien are no longer just rulers by title. They are partners, not only in love, but in the weight of a kingdom's hopes. Alien has long shed the title of consort as an ornament. The change comes subtly, like the first light of dawn breaking through a dark sky. No longer just the king's shadow, Aelian's voice is now heard in the royal court, his opinion sought after in matters of governance. His mind, once dulled by grief and the fear of fate, has sharpened in the forge of his experiences. He is no longer a bystander in his own life, but a force in the kingdom's decisions. He begins to propose reforms, simple at first, addressing basic needs for the citizens, food distribution, more equitable laws for the poorest, the establishment of schools for children of all classes. He speaks with the authority of someone who has felt the sting of poverty, who knows the weight of hunger. His ideas are not just theory, they are born from lived experience. The kingdoms of Aeon and Icarus begin to heal. The shadows of famine that once loomed over their people fade, replaced by an influx of resources and cooperation. The land flourishes once more under a shared banner, the wealth of both kingdoms now working to lift those most in need. Trade routes, once fractured by years of mistrust and rivalry, now open like the petals of a flower. Alliances once built on political necessity are reforged into something more genuine, as Aea's influence grows within the royal court. The people begin to see not just a king but a kingdom at peace, a kingdom with promise. Raiden, for his part, learns a new kind of rule. In the past, he had carried the weight of the kingdom alone, believing that strength came from solitude, from control. But now, with Aelian by his side, he begins to understand that true power comes from shared vision, from trust. He listens more, speaks less. He consults Aelian on matters of diplomacy, on the treatment of the people, on military strategy. Their decisions are made together, sometimes through quiet conversations, sometimes through heated debate, but always with respect, always with mutual understanding. Raiden is no longer the lone ruler. He is part of a partnership that balances his strength with Aelian's compassion. The world begins to see them as they truly are, two rulers, not one. And in that, the kingdom begins to flourish in ways no one expected. Aelian, too, finds his identity anew, no longer defined by what he lost, by what was done to him. He discovers that he can be more than a victim. He is no longer a pawn in anyone's game, whether that game be love, politics, or war. He is not a symbol of sacrifice, not an object of beauty to be coveted or controlled. For the first time, Aelian sees himself as a person, a man of strength, a man of vision. He realizes that he has the power to shape his future, to shape the future of the kingdom, not as a symbol, but as a force in his own right. His laughter, once a rarity, now fills the halls of the palace. His voice is no longer soft and hesitant, it is firm, full of authority. He takes his place, not as a consort to a king, but as an equal, not only in the eyes of Raiden, but in the eyes of the kingdom. The love between Aelian and Raiden is no longer something they merely survive. It is no longer a battle to be fought, a curse to be broken. It is something they have built, slowly, patiently, brick by brick. It is no longer defined by fear, by obligation, or by the need to heal the scars of the past. It is built on trust, on choice, on mutual respect. They are no longer bound by the weight of a curse or the burden of sacrifice. Their love is free, freedom born of choice. They no longer need to prove themselves to anyone, not to the court, not to the people, not even to each other. The foundation they have laid is strong, and it is theirs. Together they face the future. They do not know what lies ahead. There are still challenges to overcome, still threats to their kingdom's stability. But they face them side by side, ready to face whatever the world throws their way. Their love is not a passive thing, a gift they receive by chance. It is a partnership they have chosen every single day, and they will continue to choose it, no matter the cost. The palace is no longer a cage. The kingdom is no longer divided. It is a place of hope, a place where two rulers, two equals, can create a future that belongs to them and to the people they rule. And as they stand together, overlooking the lands that now belong to both of them, the sun sets on a new beginning. That's all for today on Cherry Blossom BL Story. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this chapter? Did you like it, or do you think something unexpected is coming? Comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories.